thanks again for joining us today. If you just tuned in, I wanted to let you know that we did have weekly export sales numbers that came out today, not yesterday, because, well, the government was kind of busy yesterday with the day off. Here is a look at the numbers. Corn export sales last week, 1.43 million tons. Soybeans, 970,300 tons, so under a million. You had soy meal at 203,600 tons. Soy oil, 700. And the wheat came in at 197,300 tons. All right, now on grain sorghum, we had 139,800 tons this time around. Upland cotton, well, still had a pretty strong 327,900 running bales. And the rice had 79,800 tons. Now, also, we had two overnight sales to report from USDA. And these would be their flash sales, they call them. We had a sale to China of 129,000 tons, and then we had one to unknown destinations. You never know for sure where it's going to go. In fact, maybe it could be divided. I don't know. But the unknown destination sale was 323,400 tons. So you combine those two, and you have a little over 450,000 tons that were sold in the overnight, or at least over the Thanksgiving Day period, according to USDA. Now, looking at our trade, how is it handling all this news? Well, it's not doing much. Corn is drifting lower. We have December corn down 2 3/4 at 466, only one tick from our low of the day right now. January soybeans down 18.5 at 1338. Believe it or not, we're off of our earlier low today by nearly a nickel, and we're still down 18.5 cents. And that shows you just how weak it has been here today. In Chicago, December wheat, we're down 6 3/4. Right now, we're trading at $5.49 per bushel. Kansas City hard red wheat has December down 13 cents right now at 601.5. Uh-oh, that's a new low for the day there. Yikes, we could have a 5 handle on that thing here yet. December Minneapolis wheat, we're now at 703 3/4. That's down 7 cents, and we could end up with a 6 handle on that thing here before long. I better get off of this stuff and get into cotton. What's going on there? Well, December, Suzanne actually made the comment earlier that this thing flipped around about an hour into our day trade, and it had been lower. Now December cotton is up 107 points at 80.65. Well, let's go to the folks at CHS in Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. I want to bring in Joe Lardy. And every time I talk with Joe, that means it's Friday. I always look forward to that. Good to have you with us here, Joe. Not anything to shout about on the grain side here today. Everything's kind of going in the dumpster. The wheat market, man, oh man, you have Kansas City that could change to a 6 handle. You have Minneapolis that could go under $7 there. What in the world here? What do we do with this?
Well, unfortunately, we don't really have a whole lot of positive news out there. Like the weather guy said in the lead into this segment, we're going to get some moisture that's going to come across the plain states, which, should be helpful for the winter wheat markets. Russia lowered their wheat export tax. The export sales, especially in the wheat market today, were not very good. There's just nothing out there today, especially on a quieter, post-holiday day, that's overly friendly to these markets. And one thing that's kind of interesting to note, if you look at a chart of, say, March beans, we start the week, we kind of do this little rally higher, and we kind of close the week right where we started it. And this is the third week that we've done that in a row. So the market is just either we're meeting the rallies with sales, or the market is just not enthused to really forge higher.
All right. Now, of course, you work with grain merchandising. Has CHS been buying a lot of grain from the farmers now that harvest is winding down?
There's, with harvest going on, there's still, a good amount of grain that's coming across the scales. And in typical fashion, more beans are generally moving than corn is right now. But still, once we get in this time of the year where harvest starts to slow down, things definitely are getting quite a bit more quiet.
I know we had a story earlier in the broadcast, too, about the river levels, and I just wondered if that is still going to be problematic for quite some time until they shut the rivers down for the winter.
The river system has been a challenge since the beginning part of the year, right? It seems like things should be fine, and then all of a sudden we get a little bit of weather going on, and the river becomes snarled up again. So I don't anticipate these river problems going away for a while here.
Okay, well, Joe, thanks for the information,
Yeah.
and have a great weekend out there. That's Joe Lardy. He is with CHS, and he is in Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. We'll come back in a moment, and we'll take a look at the cattle futures and the lean hog trade right after this.